This episode is brought to you by the Godfather Foundation. The Godfather Foundation was created to break the cycle. They want to empower parents and families by providing them with the tools and resources they need to be successful in recovery. They offer case management, peer support, educational classes such as budgeting, credit repair, parenting, job referrals, application assistance, cooking, and fentanyl awareness. They're very excited to start their new I Am Not Okay meetings in January. They will be holding these meetings every day. It is okay not to be okay, and you are not alone. Meetings are for anyone in the community that would like some extra support in their lives. They encourage participation from other groups. This is not a class meant to replace weekly groups, therapy, or any medical advice. They're here to provide extra support on those bad days. They're here to remind you it's all going to be all right. If you would like to help support their cause, you can go to the QR code here on the screen. And with that, let's get into the next episode. Welcome back to another episode of Evolve and Prosper, where we are bringing you real stories of overcoming challenges in life and having real conversations on what it takes to evolve as a human and move past these challenges that may weigh us down. And this week we have another incredible story of someone that I've always looked up to, someone that has been a major influence in my life, and someone that I still look up to today. And we are with AJ. How you doing?
I'm good, and thank you for that intro.
Yeah.
Happy to be here and take part in this.
Yeah, well, we are excited to have you, and I think this is a dope perspective because this is someone that I've obviously have grown up with, but we have been through every challenge. We've watched each other, like we've been through it together. We've also watched each other go through it personally, and he has an incredible story of what it takes to overcome addiction and what that looks like. So yeah, man, like I said, we're excited to have you, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we grew up together, started going through it at the same time together, pretty much got clean together.
Yeah.
And now we're all like moving on with our lives together, like moving forward and trying to do something out of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's dope because back then I'm sure like we never thought we'd be right here today, and I'm sure like the family thought the same thing because there was a point in time where the drugs is all that mattered. And so yeah, dude, I'm super proud of you. And
yeah, there was definitely times I didn't think I'd make it to the next week, and woke up on ambulances getting revived and things like that. To be able to get through it and be where we are today is just, it's so crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, let's get into that. What was your drug of choice, and what events kind of led you to go down that path in the beginning?
It's kind of crazy. Like, a lot of times with addiction, you'll hear from people who had like some bad past, they were suffering from some type of trauma.
Yeah.
I had like a pretty normal childhood. I grew up around my family, played sports my whole life. And then it was when I got to high school and started just kind of getting out there and partying a little more is when the Oxycontin epidemic like really hit.
Yeah, dude.
And they were just everywhere. Like, you could just find one anywhere. Some kid would bring him to school saying that his grandma has a whole bottle of them.
Yeah.
And younger, AJ at the time's like, yeah, I'm down to try one.
Yeah.
Try just about anything back then.
Yeah.
And yeah, just from there, it was something. I had done a few things, but opiates really like stuck with me. Like, the first time I tried that, I just like, my body like fell in love with it.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like you said, around that time. So this was like probably, I don't know, if I remember correctly, maybe like 2007, 2008, 2009, maybe.
It was about 06.
Oh, 06, yeah.
We graduated in 05,
okay.
And that's when I had first tried one, and then from there just kept spiraling.
But it's crazy because a lot of people will mess around with the opiates, and at the beginning, it's like, oh, it's like I feel good, whatever, whatever the euphoria is, but reality hits you quick with how serious it is.
Yeah, that first one, I just remember feeling so great, and it almost like gave me energy. Like I wanted to go out and party. I wanted to like be everywhere. And then around the time when I was doing it all the time, just having fun. And then when I ran out, and that first time I really felt a withdrawal, like not knowing what it was like just it hit you right in the face. Like, oh damn, like this is getting serious now.
Yeah, and so that went on throughout high school, at the end of high school, till end of high school.
Yeah, I had just gotten out of high school. It didn't get real bad until I was probably out, like that next year. And from there, it went on for years. And
The OxyContin,
yeah,
the pills.
yeah, until it started getting too expensive to keep getting them. And then that's when you switch to like even harder stuff because it's cheaper, it works better. And then you start going down that path. And it's just a never ending cycle.
Yeah, and it's crazy because in those moments, like our addict mind is like, oh man, I can't afford these OxyContin anymore, so I'm just gonna move into heroin or whatever hardcore street drug I can find.
Yep, and it's even then like how easy that was to find. Like it's just there's a never-ending supply. As long as there's going to be people addicted to stuff, there's going to be people looking to make money to supply them.
Yeah. So is that kind of what happened with you? Just evolved into harder substances?
Yeah, it just, like I said, it became about money and not having the money to get oxys, and then it moves into the harder stuff, and which is a lot cheaper. But from there, I kept doing that for years. Wanted to get clean, tried to get clean. My family was trying to help. Like I had hit rock bottom so many times, but still couldn't, get myself to get through it and get out.
Yeah.
Like I'm still surprised to this day that, all of us were able to get out of what we went through.
Yeah, because like I said, in those moments, it feels like it's never going to end and you're going to be like this forever. And it's easy to kind of just get stuck in that mindset and just roll with the punches and blame it on your addiction. Blame your addiction for the choices you're making or where you're at in life. And so, I agree with you. To see all of us living the lives that we're living and raising the families that we're raising, it's really tremendous. It's it's all these words you could put in to describe it, because there was times where it felt like there was no hope.
Yeah, I felt like that all the time, and it's crazy to look back because sometimes it's hard to like sit here and be grateful for what we have now.
Yeah,
I know, like I'll struggle throughout the day, like stuff will happen to the house or car issues, and get super frustrated about it. But then you think about back then, like never thought I'd have like a nice car or a house or anything. And so being able to juggle that and balance it out and realize like, wow, like I'm somewhere I never thought I would be it's tough, but I would definitely rather be here than where I was.
Like we're living the dream that we once envisioned. But as life comes at us, like it's easy to just get caught up in the overall stresses. But when you sit back and really think about it and you put it in that perspective, like it really makes things easier to cope with now that life throws at us, especially not running back to pills or whatever to numb the situation. It doesn't make the situation better, but being able to eliminate that addict part of us in our brain and thinking is so powerful. And I feel like that goes like untalked about a lot.
Yeah, it's a struggle, and the only thing that really helps is being around other people who have been through it too, to remind each other. And like I get reminded all the time, but it's still a struggle. But like I said, like I would definitely rather be here than where I was, and like having like a good job, like all of that. Like I never thought I would get hired.
Being responsible.
I started at like a small shop here in Ogden right down the road, and just wanted to work there while I was doing MMA. And a while later I became the team lead, and then from there I became the GM of the whole company. And I remember sitting back and thinking, wow, these guys like trust me to run this place. And just thinking from my past, like I never thought I'd be like in positions like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want to get into the MMA thing, but before we jump into that, you had a couple overdoses. Now, yeah, can you touch on that?
Yeah, I was real bad at the time. Like I was real bad into it, and I was struggling because I didn't have any. So I took some Xanax to try and like help out.
Yeah.
But then I ended up getting some and like some more opiates.
Yeah.
And that mixture of them was just like too much.
Yeah.
And I remember I did it, and as soon as I did it, like everything went black, and I woke up on like an ambulance. Like they revived me. So I was in the bathroom at our cousin Shayla's.
Yeah.
And she was checking on me and knocked on the door, wasn't getting a response. So she actually kicked the door open, called 911, did CPR on me. And like, I'm only here today because of her.
Yeah.
Like if she didn't check on me, I could have been there for who knows how long. Like I could be brain dead. I could be actually dead.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, that is crazy. And I feel like our cousin Shayla needs a special shout out because not only like with your addiction, but I also would like put her through a lot through my addiction, and she was always there for us. She never judged us, and she just always wanted what was best for us. And that's something that will never go forgotten about.
Yeah. Anytime like she gets brought up, I mention to everyone how I'm only here because of her.
Yeah.
So big shout out to you, Shayla. And yeah, like it's crazy that happened. Another time I'd been clean for, I don't know, maybe a few weeks. And then I went right back to it. And I guess it was just too much since I hadn't done it in a minute. And I passed out upstairs at my house, and my dad found me. My brother was way young, and he had to like see this, firsthand.
Yeah.
And, like it kind of haunts me to this day that my family had to like see me like that, especially my little brother.
Yeah, dude. I remember one time I was on the run from parole, and at this time I wasn't using opiates, I was using amphetamine, and I was tripping hard, and my mom's like, just let me come get you, like we'll bring you home, we'll get you some food. Well, she brought my little brother Ryan with her, and at that time, like he looked up to me so much. And I remember like he walked out of the garage when we pulled up, and just the look on his face, I could still see it vividly today, and feeling what you like, close to like how you're feeling about your brother having to walk in and seeing you passed out on the floor like that. I feel those are good feelings to hold on to for us, because it reminds us of how bad it was, but also like how far we have come and where we don't want to end up.
Yeah, that reminder's real. And
Yeah.
kind of crazy. We both have a younger brother named Ryan.
Yeah.
Went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much that's alike in our paths and like where we are and like how we got here. So,
yeah. But it's important, or not important, like, because no like little brother or sibling should have to like experience that. But that is such a vivid and real life lesson that they learned at a young age. Because my little brother tells me today, like, I watched what you went through, and he's like, so I wanted like no part of that.
Yeah.
And so like if there's a silver lining in that, it's they learned.
Yeah.
They didn't have to learn the hard way, because I know, like, for myself, like if we would have seen something like that, like it probably wouldn't have stopped us from trying what we tried or the life we were living back then.
Fortunately, they're a little smarter than us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like it definitely, I'm sure, helped having them seeing that and just knowing what that path looks like.
Yeah.
Seeing what our families went through.
So even after your overdoses, was that enough for you to stop at that point?
No, like not at all. And as much as I wanted to, like I just couldn't. There was a point where my family kind of put me in just took me aside and said, all right, if you're not going to try and get clean, you're not going to live here.
Yeah.
And they sent me up to Valley Camp, and that was my first time going up there. And shout out to that place, because that place is amazing. That's the first time I really felt like I can actually get clean. Like, yeah, I'm around people who have been through it. And when I first got up there, I was just feeling like trash, like my body like was aching. But I was around a bunch of people who went through it too, and they're all smiling and having a great time. So it was the first time I really thought, okay, maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
And so I was there for a while and got clean, but I ended up relapsing a ways out. But I still look at that place like it's a big a big spot like in the roadmap of how I got here, like
Yeah.
being able to show me that I could do it.
Yeah, a big part, like a big pillar for your foundation of.
Yeah.
I get that 100%. Now, when you were there, did you work the steps? How did you take that in? Like, how did that work for you?
Yeah, it was it was more of an AA program up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, same deal. Like you work the steps, go through it, take your daily inventory, all of that. And so I went through it and I loved it at the time. Like I loved going to meetings. I loved hearing people, working the steps. Later on, I kind of got away from it, but I still look back at those memories of doing it and think about like how much it helped me. So I really believe in the program.
Yeah.
It's just for me at that time, it wasn't enough because I really wasn't ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like anything, you got to be ready or nothing will work.
Yeah.
You know,
and we could tell ourselves we're ready and we want to be ready and want to be clean, but a lot of times we're almost lying to ourselves.
Yeah. So what changed for you to the point where you were ready, and what did that look like?
So yeah, I'd gotten clean a few times. Went up to Valley Camp twice, relapsed both times when I was out. And as much as I didn't want to keep doing it, I just kept falling back. But then a point came where I found out I had a son and he was almost a year old. And I got pulled over. I had like some ticket that I never paid.
Yeah.
And I got pulled over and they're like, well, you have a warrant. And since you didn't pay it, we have to lock you up and give you the maximum, it was only 6 months.
Yeah.
But finding out I had a son, and then going to jail and being away from everything for 6 months at that time, it's like I needed that reset.
Yeah.
I had never made it 6 months before then, all the times I'd gotten clean. And that time it's like having that full time to just sit there and think.
Yeah. You got to face yourself.
Yeah. Because the judge also told me if you mess up once in there, it's going to be a year. And the younger we are, 6 months away from your friends and all that, it's like a lifetime. Like you think people are going to forget about you. And it's funny because now 6 months is gone in like no time. The older you get.
Yeah.
But once I got out, that was the last time I had ever used opiates. And it's been about 15, 16 years.
Damn, good shit, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it's been that long. That's fucking awesome, dude.
In January, it'll be, I think, 16 years. Because it's about the same time as Jaden is old.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's so dope. I feel like opiates is the hard, like, it's weird. And, like, maybe you might have an opinion on this, but the start and restart with the opiates, because when we're using to feel better, to not feel sick anymore. Yeah. Like, the feeling is there, but at least for me, it was just to stay well, to stay right throughout my days. It wasn't even, like, enjoyable anymore. And then I would get locked up for however many months, get out, a week or two later, I was right back using again. Like, what do you think that is? Like, I know we're not like scientists or doctors or whatever, but we have a lot of experience with this. So I'm just curious, like, what do you think that is? Because we make it sometime, but then we would fall right back into it.
Yeah. So I think like our body really needs to recover, and that's what the withdrawals are. Like we're going through it, but once you get over that, it's more like mental too. Like, like you have to, like your brain needs to recover, like your mind, because we might get clean, but our brain still wants us in that habit. Yeah. And so our body's feeling good, we're on the right path, but it's just so cooked into our brain that this is what I'm used to doing. Like,
this is what I need to do anything or feel better.
So it's just always in the back of your mind, like, well, I could do it like once and be okay now that I got some time. And I'm sure, as we all know, like it's never just that once.
Yeah. I remember like, oh, just this one time to just cure the trigger or the craving. And then before you know it, you're right back making runs, trying to, on the hunt every single day.
Yeah. So I think it's more than just like a body thing. It's like a mind thing. Yeah. You need that time to really get right in your head. But yeah, it all takes time. Yeah. It's like I said, I never made it 6 months like out here. Well, I was like on the streets, but that 6 months that, I had in there where I couldn't mess up, that it really gave me enough time to get everything in perspective and move forward.
Hell yeah. Let's jump back in to where you come out of prison and you found out about your son. Why don't you explain that to us a little bit? Because I know that kind of came out of nowhere for you, but I was able to watch you like really turn your shit around and do what you had to do for your son. So why don't you speak on that a little bit?
And a lot of it goes to like my family. They were helping me out a ton at first when I wasn't even ready to be a parent. It's hard just finding out you have a son and then getting custody of him a few months later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a complete shock to everything. I went from living with one of my friends like in a bachelor pad to moving back home and having like a son that's 1 year old, and it was a crazy time, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without my mom, my dad, my sisters. They all helped me so much, and because I wasn't ready to be a father at all. But time starts moving and you see that little one that looks just like you and wants to be just like you, and it starts changing you. So like all of that, it helped a lot. And I want to say like that alone, would have helped, but there was just so much going on at the time. I still needed to, make sure I stayed busy. And that's like what kind of got like the fighting part involved. That's when I started like really taking it serious and training.
And fighting like boxing, MMA, what do you?
So I first started training just jiu-jitsu, and I had always wanted to fight. Like I had a family full of fighters, and it was just something like I loved growing up. I loved watching it, like all of it. The first pay-per-view I saw was Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock, and pretty sure Malcolm was there too. But yeah, we saw that, and I loved it, watching him walk out, the music blasting. And it seriously got me hooked. So we were in high school at the time, but I knew I wanted to do it at one point.
Dream years.
It was like a bucket list type thing. Like I want to at least fight once. And so once I got clean and needed something to do, I started training, doing jiu-jitsu with Anthony Lobato, who's one of the best jiu-jitsu coaches like in the state. And like he helped me a ton. And once I was there for about a year, I started like bugging him. All right, like I want to take a fight. I told myself I'd always do one. And I signed up for that first fight, and it's such a crazy feeling. I remember being on the way there, like thinking to myself, what am I doing? Like, this is so dumb. I'm about to go lock myself in a cage, and it's either going to be me or him. This guy's going to try and hurt me. But getting in there, like the music starting, I came out to Break Stuff, which is what Tito came out to in that fight. And having all eyes on you in that moment, like walking out to the cage, it's like such a surreal feeling. I remember I got in there and I was just so like stuck in that moment. Like it was so amazing. And then the fight started and the guy kicked me in my leg like super hard right away. And I was like, oh shit, like I'm in a fight. Like I forgot about that part. And I ended up winning a split decision that fight. And I just remember hearing my name called and everyone yelling. The whole family was there. And from that point on, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. Like, it's not just one thing, or a one-time thing.
That's so dope, though, because you're coming out of addiction. You're a brand new dad that you weren't prepared for, but still handled it like a champion. And then to continue to push yourself to go train, and I'm going to call it one of your dreams, to go chase your dream. You know what I mean? And have the courage to do that all within like a few years is so dope, and definitely something I've always looked up to.
I appreciate that. And it was cool. It meant a lot to me to be able to show my family like that they saw me struggle for so long. Like I wanted to do something like positive that they could see, and that was definitely it. Like seeing how happy they were, like when my name or my hand got raised, and just remembering how they looked at me before when I was going through it. So it was a big deal, and
almost like a full circle moment.
Like
I know, like is that what that means? Like full circle? So that's so dope, dude, because you had the choice back then to continue to go down that road that you were on, or go down a different path, an unknown path, because like I said, you weren't ready to be a dad, wasn't expecting it. And then just going down that road and believing in yourself is so huge for for addicts in general, I feel like, or people that are just struggling, like to believe in yourself and to be able to go after what you want to go after is huge, dude.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me to be able to like speak on my story to people who are going through it, like, because I knew how it felt when I was going through it and thinking I wouldn't get anywhere. So any chance I ever got, I would like speaking to just people if I could help. Like, you never know, like your story could change someone's life, and
exactly.
you don't know if you don't do it. So any chance I ever got, like, I would love like talking about it. So that's a big part of like doing this today. Like, if this story helps someone out, then it's definitely worth it for me, because I know that feeling. I know feeling hopeless, and hopefully people might see this whole podcast, like all your shows, and like hear people with similar stories, and know that there is light at the other end.
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. Like, you can do that's the cool thing about when you decide that you're done using and living that life. Like, there's different ways that you can tailor it to yourself.
Yeah, I definitely don't like work the steps anymore, like some people and all that. Like, I'll have drinks here and there, and whatever, but I'm in a complete different spot than I was, and if that works for me, then it works for me. I wouldn't tell someone to do it the way I've done it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, if I can get through it, then anyone can, because we were at the bottom of bottoms, and the people that are there, they know what that feeling's like. So that's exactly where we were. And
I think it comes down to like just having self-awareness and knowing yourself and what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and also like just the mindset. Like, it's a completely different mindset now. Yeah,
like I would definitely never like take a pain pill or anything like that anymore, but like have some drinks, like when getting off work, pouring a glass of wine, like just relaxing. That's something we do.
Family, like that's your spot. Like, that's your life. That's your that's your home. You know what I mean? And you're with the people you love. You're handling your business. You got a nice career, and you provide, you protect, and you're everything that a father is.
Yeah, and even then it's been a struggle. Like, I've dealt with some layoffs, and it's hard to want to take care of my family and all that, and then something unexpected like that happens. I found like a good career. I started doing digital marketing for Pinterest, was crushing it, became a manager, and I'm like, yes, this is what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then a layoff happens, and then you're right back trying to start over.
Yeah.
And it's times like that where you're struggling, where the old me would have like probably like gone back into something.
Yeah.
And gotten back into that bad path. But being so far out of it and knowing what I want in life, like, kind of allowed me to just move forward.
Yeah. So kind of just take the punches as they come.
Yeah.
And just keep moving forward, because that's all we can do.
Yeah.
And moving backwards into that lifestyle or to that stage of numbing situations it ends up all the same. Like, your life is going to be way worse than if you just would have stuck to the course, kept moving forward, and take the punches as they come. No pun intended, but
yeah, because I got laid off from that job, started a new job, and 1 year later got laid off from that job. And each one was making more money, so I'm like, okay, I got laid off, like, but it moved me to this job. And then getting laid off from that one, it's like, okay, now like I have to start over again, and it's such a struggle. It's so like knowing bills are coming. We had a flood at our house that insurance didn't cover, and it's like those daily things that you stress out about. Like, it's so hard to move forward with them, which brings me back to in the beginning, like talking about like what we're grateful for now, because I at least have a house that that is like mine and my family's, when I never thought I would have had one back then.
Yeah.
So even though the flood sucks, it's like, okay, well, at least I'm in this situation to be able to have this. And it's hard to look at it that way, but I need to more, because I do get stressed out all the time about the little things in life like that.
Yeah. It's hard, but we just keep moving forward and handle it as we come.
Yeah, Shaylee definitely helped hold everything down when I got laid off, and helped out with everything. So that was a huge help. But I just remember feeling like almost worthless. Like I'm not
Like as a man, like you're
yeah,
supposed to be doing more.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it got me to this next job I'm at now, and I won some award in my department out of
Nice.
like over 100 people.
Hell yeah.
They picked 3, and I was one of them.
Must have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Like our Q4 quotas, I've hit every month and been
Hell yeah,
over,
dude.
and I even got some other like incentives for hitting so early.
Really?
So it's like, no matter the job or whatever it is, I always go all out and go into it. Like I want to succeed so bad, but the step backs, like layoffs, and like they hurt. But if I didn't have myself ready for those, I wouldn't be able to move forward the way I am.
Yeah. And you said something earlier about it, like it takes time to develop that mindset as like not running back to something to numb the situation. And like that's 100%, like you're 100% correct on that.
Yeah.
It takes time to, and not even it takes time to where it's not even a thought anymore. But it takes practice and patience and like belief in yourself to like, when these things come up, like of course, like when we're early on in our recovery, like that's where our mind goes to. But being able to fight those and move forward is pure strength, like mental strength.
Yeah. And everything I've done, fighting, like so much of that is mental. I know it's like rough, like physically, but a lot of it, like you're in there, you're on autopilot.
Yeah.
Because all the training you do, the preparation, even cutting weight, like it's so mental, like your body wants to stop. And
Yeah.
I've cut 20 pounds in a week before, and most of it was water weight, and that is the worst feeling, but we all got to do it and get through it. And it's just a way to test yourself mentally.
Yeah, and that's so dope because, and it's crazy, like kind of another full circle, like in your addiction, you'd be feeling all of that.
Yeah.
You'd be cutting weight, not even noticing, or you know what I mean? Like cutting weight, your body's all messed up and it hurts. But then you fast forward to you and your fight career, you're going through the same things, but you're doing it to go into war and go into battle. And dude, that's so dope.
Yeah, a lot of the way I've like mentioned it before is like I was so used to hurting myself in my addiction that fighting really helped take that over for me. Like I'm in there getting hit, and it's like a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Like I'm putting myself through it and hurting myself, but in a better way.
Yeah.
And nothing felt better after a stressful day of work than going and sparring and getting punched a bit. I stepped in today with my boy DJ back here, and I hadn't sparred in a minute. Wore me out, but it felt so good.
Yeah, just to get in there and challenge yourself and continue to like evolve as a person.
Yeah, like I love it. I love being able to help. I love, using everything I've been through, whether it's addiction, fighting, anything, to help someone get where they want to be.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing, what's coming to mind right now is, after hearing you speak, is purpose. Like you found your purpose in different areas in your life, starting with your son and then going into fighting, and now your career and having a family. Those are all critical moments that I'm hearing right now that has shaped you and helped you get to where you're at today.
Yeah. And it's still hard. Like my last fight was in 2021, I believe, but doing that for so long and being used to it, like everyone coming up and like asking, "Oh, when's your next fight?" Or like it's almost like that was my only purpose at that time. Like I was like so into it, and now that I'm not doing it, that part's like hard. Like just trying to find something else to like work for, and that's where my family comes in and the job and all of that. But I remember like being kind of depressed about that, like because it's a young man's game. You can't do it forever. I wish I could have done it more than I did. You have to, if you want to get to that top level, you have to like spend all day every day training, and it's hard to have a job and a family and everything. And so I did it as much as I could, and I love how far I went and where it took me. There was one point where I was ranked number 1 in Utah in my weight class out of like 70 something fighters.
Oh,
And I have that picture like saved.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's hard when you're done with that. You have to move on to the next chapter
Yeah.
and find like a different purpose. And it's, that struggle starts all over. But leading up to this point, getting myself ready,
Yeah.
like I know I'll be able to get through it and get to, this next chapter and
Yeah.
do whatever there.
Yeah, and it's important to always remind yourself of that. But you're 100% right, dude. Like every fight that you've fought, every battle that you've been in, you've made it through, and making it through those, we develop this tolerance, I guess, of, all right, yeah, the situation sucks right now, but I can't feel I can't feel sorry for myself because I ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
And you move on.
Yeah. We could sit and complain all day about where we're at, but it's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
We got to get up and do it, or make ourselves do it. Even getting up in the morning to go to the gym, like before work, like it's hard. I'm not a morning person at all.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit here and complain and be like, oh, I'm so out of shape. Like,
Yeah.
because it's not going to
anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not who I want to be. And it's still a struggle to get up. Like my body aches all the time from the fighting. My nose is destroyed. I never get good sleep because my nose, and still, like, you got to get up, pay the bills,
Yeah.
go to your job, and because no one's gonna feel sorry for us.
No.
Like if I didn't make it to work, got fired, like they're not gonna feel sorry.
Yeah. Everything else is moving on around us.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You got to move on.
So it's up to us and myself to make sure I'm doing, getting up, doing what I need to, and just moving forward, always forward.
Yeah. Now with the addiction, like I know, like for myself, this time coming out of my relapse a few years ago, like the mental health aspect has been really more prevalent than like the cravings or the triggers to go back using. Was that ever, I know you said you stress now about things in life, but like the mental health aspect of it, is that something that has been hard for you, or is it something that wasn't like prevalent, or what does that look like?
It's always been a struggle. There's definitely times where I felt real depressed about like where I was at, and I could just feel myself like not having any like emotion to things going on around me. I just felt like stuck. And it's something that I've kind of kept in a lot and didn't really like let it out as much as I should have, which would have helped.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of us struggle with, like being able to be open about like how we're feeling and having like an outlet. And so I definitely have struggled there and could be more open about things that would help out. But again, it's just something we have to learn. And
yeah, but that's huge. Like having the courage to reach out to whoever it may be that we need to reach out to, and talk about these feelings that we're having, and like just the mindset that we're in, or the mind state that we're in. It's scary at first, but I promise, like once you do it and you find those people that you can trust to do this and have those conversations with, like those are lifelong relationships, because you connect with people on such a different vibration and a different level that it's like you're quantum entangled almost, or something, you know. I'm not trying to get like too scientist or anything, but it's so dope to have those people in your life.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to be here without all the support I've had.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Shaylee holding the house down when I got laid off and making sure we were good. She'll be the first one to say that I need to open up more, and that because I'm definitely stubborn. I'm a lot like my mom. I'm stubborn. I always think I'm right. I'm not always right, but I think that sometimes.
Yeah.
But being able to let go and open up about things and having people around you to support you is pretty much key to anything.
Yeah.
Moving forward, letting go. There's that old saying, let go and let God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because we can't control anything. We just got to move forward. I don't even have a rear view mirror in my car because I only look forward.
Hell yeah.
Never backwards.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like in addiction, we I just had this thought. In addiction, we have no control. You know what I mean? Like we have zero control over anything, whether that be ourselves, uh, the drugs we're trying to get, whatever it may be. Like we are so out of control. But when we're not in that life anymore, it's like we want to control all these things. It's just crazy how the mind works. And like how that plays out.
Yep. No matter what we're going through, we want to control it.
Yeah.
And you start realizing I have no control over it.
Yeah.
Like if our job is going to cut a bunch of people and just lay them off, we have no control. If our house messes up, like we have no control over it. The only thing we can do is, anything we can. Like,
Yeah.
if you get laid off, all right, I'm going to get back on that grind, find a better job, work my ass off, move up.
Yeah.
The house, you just got to fix it. And
Yeah.
it's just a never ending thing. And it's like, we'll be older thinking about new things. Like, all right, this happened, but
Yeah.
got to move forward from there. And
Yeah.
it's just a nonstop like cycle that we can't control, but we can control how we react to it.
Yeah. That's huge. And attitude is everything. And going into something with the right attitude could like change your life, and
Yep.
in that instant.
Yeah, for sure. I still have a lot to work on, but I know I'm in a much better spot. I know I'm where I want to be, but the challenge will always be there. Like there's always a spot to move like more into, or get higher, like get to a better spot. Like,
Yeah. Where are we at on time? So now, like today, like what keeps you grounded and what keeps you motivated to keep going? I know like that life is in the past now, but like today, what are some things that you do to kind of just stay on your toes and keep the mind sharp? And what does that look like?
Yeah, I think career now is just that next step. Like I'd always like done well in the jobs I was at and moved up, but now that like fighting's not a thing, I think career just really, like I start seeing where people are at, and I'm like, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
Like people with a ton of savings, or it doesn't even have to be like superficial things. I just want to be in a spot where I don't have to worry. Like
security.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what drives me now. And no matter like what's going on, like around, my personal life, like the house, anywhere, when I get to work, I just turn it on and start grinding, because I want to achieve like those goals and move up in my career.
Yeah. And push yourself to be like the best that you can be.
Yeah. I'm super competitive from playing sports. So that helps a ton in the sales world. If I see someone close a deal, I'm like, all right, I need to close one.
Yeah.
And
that's dope.
Then it's just like that moving like up too. Like I see someone, I'm like, I want to be in that spot. So then you have to like tell yourself, okay, this is what I need to do.
Goals.
Yeah. Setting small goals.
Yeah.
And that's how it was at Pinterest. I started there. I'm like, okay, I want to hit quota. I want to keep hitting quota. And then I want to become a manager. And I did that within like 7 months of being there.
Oh, wow.
I
dope.
became a manager at like 7 months. And at the time, I'm pretty sure it was one of the fastest, like from someone who wasn't like a manager or anything there before. And I was super pumped about that, because I had set those goals. But I remember thinking, okay, I like achieved these goals right away. Now I have to like set new ones.
Dope.
But that's around the time the layoff happened. But just things like that, setting those small goals and moving forward, and like holding yourself accountable. Like if you don't achieve what you're trying to, you have to look at yourself and ask like, okay, why didn't I? Like what could I have done different?
And dude, that's so huge. Holding yourself accountable is so huge. And as addicts or ex-addicts, whatever, because I don't believe like we're addicts forever, but whatever, that's a different topic for a different day. Learning to hold yourself accountable is huge, man. And like that you saying that statement just solidifies the changes that you've made throughout your life to get to where you're at today.
Yeah. Without accountability, we're just going to keep, doing what we're doing. And if we're not moving in the right direction, like we're going to keep moving in like the wrong direction.
Yeah.
We need
stagnant.
to be, yeah, being stagnant, that's another thing. Like if we're just not growing, like
Yeah.
not becoming a better person, a better worker, a better,
Yeah.
someone like a better dad, a husband, like all of it. And we need to be like growing in every situation.
Yeah.
And accountability is the only way to really like get past that hurdle.
Yeah. And it forces you to ask yourself those questions like, what am I not doing? What can I be doing better? What can I fix?
Yeah.
What isn't working too?
Yeah, there's a lot like that goes into it, but the main part is taking like a good look at ourselves and asking that question, like okay, what could I do better?
Yeah.
If this isn't working, what can I do? Like what can I do to change? Because the last thing any of us wants is to just stay stagnant.
Yeah. And kind of like full transparency, when we started this episode, there was 2 individuals in the boxing ring behind us sparring, and one of them's your son.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Feel proud.
I have like some cool pictures of him being in the cage with me when I won, and like he's so small that I'm holding him.
Yeah.
And it's like there's some of my favorite pictures, but now seeing him like grow up, and maybe that's something that will help in this next chapter too.
Yeah.
Like being able to coach him and help him out, because he wants to come start learning and sparring. And
I bet that's awesome to have him kind of in your footsteps.
It's something I didn't want to do a ton when he was younger. I didn't want him getting into trouble or them being like, oh, the MMA fighter, his son's hurting people. But now he's like at an age where he's more grown up and responsible, and I had my family teaching me how to fight and all of that and get me into it. So I owe it to him to like help him out and help him become, if that's something he wants to do, then I'll definitely be there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome if he ever had a fight to be like in his corner.
Yeah, that'd be so sweet.
But if he doesn't want to do it and he just wants to learn, that's fine too. Like I'm not gonna push what I want onto him.
For sure. But in those moments, it's like a good bonding moment of obviously a son and a father, but it kind of goes past that. So that's dope.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Being a dad is hard. Like it's there's times I get super mad at things and like I might react wrong. Like there's no book on how to be a parent. Like there's every situation is different. No one gets us ready for it.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle in itself too, but we do the best we can.
Yeah.
And
keep showing up and keep moving forward.
That's all we can do.
And I feel like our kids see that and recognize, like we were kids once, and so like I tell myself that too, like, man, I was a kid once, so like I get it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just life, and it's always evolving and it's always moving forward. But I feel like the dope part about it is you have changed your life and changed your thinking and changed that part of you to where like you can handle these situations now. And you can show up each and every day trying to be the best husband, father, brother, cousin, everything that you are.
I remember being a kid and seeing my dad get up like every day, like getting up super early and going to work. And then all my practices, him like showing up and watching like every one of them. And so seeing that like hard work and dedication, it's like something that like I want.
Yeah.
So then I have to get up every day and go to work. And like I remember being at all of his practices and stuff too, because I want him to see like what I saw, like seeing that hard work and like where it can get you. That way, when he's older, he knows like what it takes, like be an example for him the way like my dad was.
Yeah, that's so dope, man.
Yeah.
But you got anything else you'd like to touch on?
I mean, I just really appreciate being able to be here. I love that Dave Foley let us use this gym and do the interview here, and shout out to DJ for setting this up.
Yes, sir.
But I love, speaking and telling my story if it can help. And you've been doing such a great job getting people on and sharing their stories. So I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Well, we appreciate you coming on today, man. Like I said in the beginning, you've always been someone that I've looked up to. You've been a big figure in my life. And the things that we've been through and where we're at now, I really cherish it. And I appreciate you coming on here. And thank you to Foley for letting us come here and film this. And this is a true story about a fighter in every sense of the word who's overcome a lot of things in his life. And so we just hope this reaches whoever it needs to reach at the right time that it needs to be there. And if you'd like to show some support to the show, please go like and subscribe on YouTube and all our other socials, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And you can go to evolveandprosperapparel.com and check out some of the merch that we have on there. And until next week, thank you.
Thank you.